Today's Thursday, so it is our sellers evening tonight. My name is Sandy with Preferred Real Estate Brokers from the Gift Group. I am a licensed realtor. I specialize in Central Florida, so all Orlando, Kissimmee, Clermont, all that area. And each Tuesday and Thursday, we come to you live through Zoom and also on YouTube to talk about various topics of real estate. So if you're thinking of selling, or even if you're thinking of selling and buying something else, whether you're downsizing or upsizing, these topics will be of interest to you. We have a website where all this information is available for free, and that's centralfloridarealestate.info, centralfloridarealestate.info. There's a lot of different reports there for both buyers and sellers, and you will find the information very helpful. Before I jump into it, and I have a lot to cover today, but before I jump into it, I want to remind you that you should like our Facebook page. If you're getting this information, you feel it's worthwhile for your friends, definitely share it with them. Let them know we're on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7. And also, if you're on YouTube, you could subscribe to our channel or hit the notification button so you'll be notified every time we are live, right? Same thing for Facebook. So that's my little disclaimer. I want to jump right into it today because we have a lot to cover. And what I'm going to be doing today on this screen, so today we're going to be going over things to consider when selling your home. As you know, we're in a very hot. I'm from Jamaica, so I probably dropped my H's. So HOT, hot market right now. It's a seller's market. I know, right? In the middle of COVID, we're in a huge seller's market. Interest rates are very low. So nowadays people can afford to buy more than they normally would because we have interest rate at 2.5 to 3%. Some people are even getting it lower. There are builders that are giving even more interest, even more discount on interest rate when you use their preferred lender, which means people are selling their smaller home and they're moving to bigger homes, right? Or people are selling their condos or their townhomes and they're moving to a home. So if you have something to sell, if you have a home that you're thinking of selling, now is the time to do so. We are in a hot market. And this is a report we do every quarter. This is our winter quarter that we're going to do right now. And yes, we are definitely in winter in Florida today. Last night it dropped below the 30s, guys. Can you believe this? I moved to New York. I moved from New York to avoid these weathers, and this is crazy that's going on. So, anyways, we're in our winter months. I know the people from the north is like, shut up, okay? Don't even talk about winter. You're in Florida. This is true, but we are cold out down here. So this is a report that we do once every quarter. So it's updated 4 times for the year. And it basically goes into the different things that you need to know when selling your home and what are some of your options, right? We have a report for buyer and we have one for seller, but we're going to be talking about the seller one tonight. As we go through this information, you could send me a request if you want a copy. It can be emailed over or mailed to you, whichever you prefer. We have it in email format and we could print it off and mail it to you. Just so you have it to go over some of the things you may want to consider if you're thinking of selling. So in this particular one for this quarter, some of the topics are why you shouldn't wait to sell your house, the expert winter housing market forecast, why low inventory is a win for sellers. We're in a low inventory market for sure, and that's why new construction is selling so well. Home price appreciation is on the rise, leveraging your equity, why people are moving this season. If you sell now, where will you go? 6 reasons why selling your house on your own is a mistake. Should I renovate my house before I sell it? Selling your house with today's technology, why pricing your house right matters, and reasons to hire a real estate professional. And of course, it's always a good reason to hire a real estate professional. Not because I'm a real estate professional, but I mean, it makes sense. Okay. So I am going to try to go to as much of this information as I possibly can this evening. I doubt I'm going to get through all the topics. So what I'm going to invite you to do is just to request a copy through email or through mail. Just DM us on Facebook or through YouTube. Send us your email address and we will get it out to you. You could request it also by texting 407-791-4713 and just say I'm requesting the home sellers report. Or you could email us at give, that's G-I, F as in Frank, F as in Frank group, sellshomes@gmail.com. There's an S on the cell and an S on the home. So give group sellshomes@gmail.com. You could request a copy. All right. So why you shouldn't wait to sell your house? Well, we just talked about that like 5 seconds ago. Um, Home prices are on the rise. We're in a serious seller's market. Buyers are on the rise, and I think it's also because of the economy shifting, right? So I also think it has to do with the fact that more people are working from home, and as you sit and work from home, you realize how small your home is, or you don't have the space you want to have a home office. And then kids are also homeschooling. So now people are looking at space that they could use for homeschooling and for working from home type thing. Even when people are looking on vacation rentals to go take a vacation, that is a big thing right now in this market that we're in. They're asking, well, do they have an office space or is there space in the home where we'll be able to do our office work, or our kids will be able to do their schoolwork doing virtual schooling because that's our norm right now, right? Buyer demand is strong right now and not showing any signs of slowing down. Showing time, which is something that tracks the average number of buyers showings on residential properties. We actually have showing time in our MLS right here. This is a program, showing time. This is a program we use as real estate agent to show homes. So they know how many showings a house is getting. And they're saying that the buyer showings are up to 64.1% compared to the same last year. They also went on to say all but one of the top 20 markets in the heaviest buyer traffic recorded double-digit showings per listing in September. Now, the reason why this is so big, this September is so big, is because September and October are our two slowest months, right? Typically, that's when kids are back to school, people are recuperating from the summertime. But guess what? In the market we're in right now, there's no slowing down in September, and that's why they reported that. They were above current US average of 6 showings per listing. So it's not that it's saying it's 6 showings per listing, it's saying the average is above 6 showings per listing. So whatever that average number is, that's going on, then 6 times as much. Isn't that crazy? Low inventory of houses for sale. Purchaser demand is so high, the market is running out of available houses for sale. So if you're thinking of selling your home, be sure to call us, right? We don't have anything to sell. Recently, Realtor.com now reported nationally the inventory of homes for sale decreased 38.3% over the past year in October, a slightly lower rate of decline compared to 39% drop in September. This amounted to 506,000 fewer homes for sale compared to October of last year. So what this is saying is the inventory is not seen in the market. As soon as they come, they're gone. So they normally judge the absorption rate of real estate by the amount of homes for sale in comparison to the demand. And what's going on right now, homes aren't staying in the market, so there's a decline in availability. So let's check this graph out. This is from a National Association of Realtors. So that this is where all realtors that are on the NAR, National Association of Realtors, is going to report to NAR, right? So all the properties in MLS in all over walks of the US goes through the NAR website, National Association of Realtors, and they're comparing the inventory of homes for sale from July through October. And in July, it was 1.3 million homes for sale, as opposed to October, there's 1.2 million homes for sale. So look at this. This is across the entire US, but look at this decline. Normally it's on an upclimb, right? Right there's on a decline. Now, this brings us to why home builders are also increasing their construction. But, and I hate to say but, I say I shouldn't say but there's a but because of COVID, the home builders are having a hard time with finding the building materials, the equipment, and the appliances. There's one particular builder that told me a few weeks ago that they're no longer giving the washer and dryer. They normally give it as part of the package, but they're not giving it and they adjust their price accordingly because they can't find enough washers and dryers to supply all the homes that they're selling, right? There's another builder, these are all top builders, by the way. There's another builder that they were building in a very nice gated community that has 24-hour security, lots of amenities, and they're getting so much demand that they have to stop selling the lots. So the only homes that they're building right now are homes that they already have a contract on. So if you went to this development right now, you wanted to buy a home, they would not be selling you any home because they don't have enough lot, because they don't want to oversell and can't deliver the homes because they're having such a hard time getting the material and the supplies and all that great stuff. Because of COVID, the supplies and the material are limited. Transportation is limited. There's all kind of COVID lockdown and all that kind of stuff. And on top of that, because it is so scarce to get the material prices are on the rise, right? One of my customer that works at Home Depot, she told me, she's like, the price of material, and she's looking to buy a new construction home. So when she told me this, I know she knew this for sure. She told me the prices of material are going up daily, guys, daily, because they're in such demand. You have the builders trying to build. Well, the builders are building. Then you have a lot of homeowners renovating and doing all kind of stuff with their space because they have so much more time on their hands now because they're all working from home or they are not working as many hours. So what else to do but fix the home up, right? So this is a huge demand on materials and building supplies. And that's what's really going on, which is good news if you're thinking of selling right now, right? And I know you're thinking, well, if I sell, what am I going to buy, right? If this is going on, what am I going to buy? There's a lot of builders, man. There's a lot of builders still building, and you could do a new construction home, but you have to time it right, right? You have to time it out right. I have a couple that they're selling their home and they're building a home, but what they did was they went into contract with the home to be built because it's going to take 7 to 8 months to build a home, and then maybe 3 months before the home is ready, they'll then put their home on the market and sell that. So that way they know that when they sell their home, they have something to move into, right? Which is a great idea to do. So, what does this mean for you? What does it mean? If you're thinking of putting your house on the market, don't wait. A seller will always negotiate the best deal when demand is high and supply is low, which is what we're doing right now. It's exactly the market we're in. That's exactly what's happening in the real estate market today. As 2021 progresses and the pandemic is hopefully behind us, hopefully, there will be many more houses coming to the market. This includes existing homes and newly built homes. Don't wait for that increase in competition in your neighborhood. Now is the time to sell. So if typically, remember that this is written for the winter months, right? So this is not for spring. The spring market is our busiest market. That's basically March, April, May, sometime top of June. That's our busiest time. But that may not be this year since so many people are actually, it depends upon what happens to schools, right? So for now, many kids are not back in school. They're doing virtual stuff. If that continues to happen, or if parents decide, you know what, I am, even when the school reopens, I'm going to still continue virtual learning, which the schools are now giving parents an option on. If that continues, then the market might just be busy the entire year because it really means that people don't have to buy or sell to coincide with the school year. Because the reason why the spring market has always been so busy is because people are trying to buy and sell. So the kids will be settled back in a home before it's time for them to go back to school. But since we have virtual and hybrid learning now, that may not be a big factor. So the spring market may continue throughout the year. People may consistently be buying or selling because they don't need to relocate the kids because wherever they are, the kids will be. Also, there's a lot more family now traveling to Florida because they don't really have to be in a particular location. So they're literally taking vacation off season because the kids don't need to go to school every morning. They're virtual learning and they could schedule the virtual learning and still have fun at Disney. Yay. So there's a lot of that going on, seriously. So let's think about this. The expert winter housing market forecast. What are they saying? In the second half of 2020, the housing market surged with activity. Today, real estate experts are forecasting that the winter season will be anything but chilly, which means it's going to be hot, right? It will be one of the best winter sales years ever. And the bad thing about this is there's not enough houses to sell. So there's going to be a lot of people that would love to buy now, but they can't buy because the houses aren't available. And that brings me in our dream home finder program, right? So if you're getting letters from realtors telling you that they have buyers, and if you're thinking of selling, they may have a buyer already for your home. That's no joke, guys. That's what we're resorting to. We have a program called the Dream Home Finder program, which we're literally going into neighborhoods that we know our buyers are interested in. And we're asking the homeowners, if you're thinking of selling, let us know. We may have a buyer. So this would eliminate all these buyers going through your home. Because guys, some of these homes are having a ridiculous amount of showings. The moment it comes on the market, it's boom, 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 showing all these different showings, and not many people want all that activity going on in their house, right? So if an agent could bring you a buyer, we call them buyers in waiting. If we have buyers in waiting and we know that they're looking for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home in your subdivision and you have that, and we're contacting you saying, hey, we have a buyer that might be interested in your home. It's not a hoax, guys. It's not like a telemarketing thing or like a bait and switch. No, it is for real. So if you get one of those letters in the mail, best believe whoever sent it, they do have a buyer that might be able to buy your home. So don't think that's just something. Also, if you had a listing that expired, if your home was on the market and it did not sell and it expired for whatever the reason is, maybe it was limited to showings or whatever the reason is, it might very well sell now, and your agents contacting sellers who have had their house on the market and it didn't sell for whatever reason, let them know, hey, we may have a buyer for your home. We might be able to sell your home without it even being on the internet. And so this is what we mean when we say we have off-market properties. And you could very well have your home off the market, where if we have a qualified buyer, bring them to you and we make the sale arrangement that way. That would be great COVID selling, because that way you don't have to have a bunch of people coming to your home. So that's a good thing. Now, what about interest rate? Will they continue to remain low? They're predicting that they will. They're expecting market rates to remain low into 2021. However, the possibility of rates falling to 2.5% or lower as traded as the US economy has rebounded. So we're going to still have low interest rates, but they may not be below 2.5, right? As long as we continue to see low interest rates, we'll see hopeful buyers on the hunt for their dream homes, for sure. The hunt is on, okay? Why low inventory is a win for sellers. So what does that mean for a seller? I'm thinking of selling my home. What does that mean? It means that if you have a home that you're thinking of selling or you're going to sell, your home is going to go fast and you're going to probably get a bunch of different offers. You'll probably get a minimum maybe of 5 offers, depending upon how you allow it to be shown. There are also buyers that are looking at homes virtually. So they're calling us and they're saying, I see this home at 1 Main Street as an example. We're thinking of buying a home. Can you schedule a Zoom virtual tour? So the same way I'm doing Zoom with you right now on Facebook is the same way we'd go to a home and we show the buyer the home virtually, right? And they look at the home virtually. If they like the home, they'll put an offer in. They may not even see your home until the day of inspection. The day of inspection is when they'll probably fly from wherever they are to come and actually look at the home. So this eliminates a lot of people from coming into your home. So if you get a phone call with people asking if they could come and do a virtual Zoom showing, like let's say they tell you they had a potential buyer and they're asking you, can they just show it through Zoom? It's real. That's what's going on in the market right now. It's not like they're trying to get into your house or whatever it is. It is very real, and you could literally watch what's going on, right? You could actually stay home and see if it's really a Zoom call, and it will be a live Zoom call with a buyer on the line. I have done so many transactions with that right now because, and guess what? Sometimes you go and you do the Zoom showing, and your buyer and the buyer puts an offer in. They don't. Sometimes they get outbidded because that's just so crazy the market is. But when you allow Zoom showings in your home, which is a new normal right now, you cut down on the physical person coming into your house, and that physical person probably won't get to your house unless the offer is accepted and it's time for them to do inspection, right? So that is a great way. If an agent is asking you for your Wi-Fi information just to make sure they have a good stream through Zoom, just cooperate if you want to sell your home or if you're really looking to sell it, because it's not that they're trying to get your Wi-Fi information, is that sometimes Zoom acts up when we're in certain location. We don't get good Wi-Fi. And if we're connected to the Wi-Fi in the house, it will be a cool streaming, especially when we're going outside to show the outside of the home and to show the neighborhood, what's up the road, what's down the road, what's across the street. So that's good news. They are saying these ultra low mortgage rates make home buying more attractive, boosting activity to the highest level since 2006. The thing is, though, guys, this time the people who are getting mortgages are actually qualified to get the mortgages. So we will not be seeing a whole market crash like we saw back in 2006, 2007, when banks were just giving people mortgage like they did, that they were crazy, right? Nowadays, a buyer has to truly qualify to get a mortgage. Otherwise, they're not going to get it. According to law right now, unsold inventory sits at a 2.5-month supply at the current sales pace, which is insane. So that means worst case scenario, you have the worst house on the block, worst case scenario. Um, it could take up to 2.5 months to sell, but listen, this is insane. because a lot of times people have a 6 month contract, which we don't do, but a lot of times they're going a 6 months contract, and sometimes it takes 6 months to sell the property. So if your property could sell in 2.5 months or less, you are in the winning game. Definitely in the winning game. So look at this. Here over here, change in listings, right? So we're this is all the way from May all the way through to December to November. So this is definitely during COVID, right? So this the orange line is the total listings, and this is the new listings, right? The total listings are on a decline. The new listings are going here. So they're all being sold, right? The number of total listings, the orange line, continues to decline, even as new listings, the blue line, are coming to the market. Why is that? Buyers are scooping up homes faster than they're being put on the market, and that's why we have a low inventory. New listings are a necessary ingredient for future home sales. No additional improvement here will be important for home buyers and sustaining home sales activity. Does this mean it's a good time to sell? Yay, it does. Yes, it does. It is. Let's talk about home price appreciation, right? So, of course, if you have a home to sell or you're thinking of selling, you might not even be thinking of selling, but guess what? You might be like, wait, how much is my home worth? Give us a call, 407-791-4713. We will work it out for you. So let's say you found out your home value. So once you find out your home value, you might be thinking, well, you know what? We have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Maybe we might want to go to a 5 bedroom where we use the 3 bedrooms and then we have 2 extra bedrooms. One could be an office for mom and dad or for mom or dad, and one could be the room that the kids do the virtual learning in, right? A lot of people are looking for that. They're looking for that extra bedroom that they could use for either a virtual office for their virtual work or an area where the children could do their work. And now, when you go in a lot of new constructions, you know how the builders always stage out the new construction homes? Well, guess what? A lot of the builders are staging with an area for virtual learning or for your virtual work. Okay, so this is what they are forecasting over the next 12 months, right? This is what's going on. And they're using the leading real estate gurus that has inventory on their website, like Zillow, Zellman, Freddie Mac, NOR, IPES, MBA, and CoreLogic. CoreLogic works a lot with the professional on the MLS side of things. So whenever something goes on MLS, they track how long it took to sell and all that great stuff. As you know, everything goes through Zillow. They are IDX feed into Zillow's website. So that's what happened. Now, people are saying there may be many foreclosures that become the market soon. Why that drive pace is down? Why would that do that? Some are concerned that homeowners who enter the mortgage forbearance plan might face foreclosure once their plan ends. However, when you analyze the data on those in forbearance, it's clear the actual level of risk is quite low. Okay? So even if they were on a forbearance plan, right? Let's pretend they're in a forbearance plan. And even if the forbearance plan ended this year and they can't pay the back payment or whatever it is, guess what? They could sell. They definitely have that option to sell. It's not like back in the other market where the market was, there were so many people buying that really couldn't afford the home. So there was an influx of properties that came back on the market, right? It's like just this huge influx. With this forbearance plan, the first thing is if they have a government mortgage like Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae or FHA, any of those loans, that forbearance amount is going to be put on the back of the mortgage because that's what was arranged so that they'll continue with their regular payment as they continue, right? If it was a regular mortgage that is not government backed and they're going to ask them for the difference, what's going to happen is they're going to work out a plan, guys. You got to remember, the banks are not crazy. They saw what happened back in 2008, 2009 when they were giving too many people mortgages back in 06, 07, and bite them back in 2009, 2010. So they're not going to repeat the same mistake twice. So guess what? They're going to work, banks are more willing to work with homeowners. I've been doing real estate since 2001. So I lived the whole cycle, the whole 2005, 2006, 2007 market. And then the decline came 2008, 2009, 2010. I lived the whole thing. So what happened is back then, the banks weren't trying to talk to you. They were just like, give my money or you're out, right? Now the banks are actually hounding you to talk to you to say, hey, do you need our help? How can we work this out? Do you want to continue with your forbearance? Do you want to stop the forbearance? And the forbearance doesn't mean that you're not paying your mortgage. Some people still are paying their mortgages even though they're going through the forbearance period. It just means they won't be getting the late fees. So maybe if they pay, not typically you should pay your mortgage between the 1st and the 15th, as we all know. After the 15th is a late fee. But maybe if you pay it on the 18th and you're under forbearance and you're going to get the late charge. And that's kind of what some people take the forbearance for. So that everybody that's on the forbearance program means that they're not paying their mortgage. It's just that they have the flexibility so they could pay it late and not incur a late fee. We're running out of time, Leveraging your equity. All right. So leveraging your equity, this is core logic again that we spoke about. And this is where they're telling us 58.7% of homes in the US have at least 60% equity, and 42.1% of all homes in this country are mortgage free. I did not know that. Wow, that's a huge percentage, guys. 42.1% of all homes in the country are mortgage free. That is some awesome news. As homeowners gain equity in their homes, they are more likely to consider using that equity to purchase a larger or more attractive home. Or, I'm going to put a little but here, or a big R, or, maybe they want to sell, take some of the equity out to send their kids to college, and then maybe downsize because the kids are going away to college. No need to have a big fancy house. They could get a condo or a smaller home and use some of that equity for college money. The wealth effect of rising equity in today's housing market, fast rising demand against the limited supply of homes for sale, has resulted in continued home price appreciation. So what's the bottom line? Let's see what this bottom line is. Whether you're ready to move into a larger home or downsize into a smaller one, let's connect to see if your home equity position you to make your next move sooner than you may have thought possible, right? And we are running out of time. I don't like to go too far with the time because I don't want to lose your interest. But look at what we just discussed, working from home. Remote work is becoming the new norm and is continuing on longer than most initially expected. Many in the workforce today are discovering that they don't need to live close to the office anymore, and they could get more for their money if they move a little further outside the city limits. Wow, that's huge. With the sizable shift in remote work, current homeowners are looking for larger homes, and this will lead to a secondary level of demand even into 2021, right? We talk about virtual and hybrid schooling. Many people are doing virtual and hybrid schooling, which means they don't have to live close to the school or even think about the school for that matter, as long as they have Wi-Fi. People are not doing home gym because of COVID. Nobody wants to go and be sweaty with somebody else. Some people, and I witnessed this, some people don't wipe down the machines at the gym even pre-COVID. Can you imagine now, right? So they're doing the home gym, so they want a bigger space for that. If you're living in an area like Florida, you want bigger outdoor space, you want a bigger backyard, because if you're gonna have to stay home most of the time, then you may want to get a pool, you may want to have a big barbecue area, you may want a fire pit outside, you could sit around the fire type thing. So these are some of the reasons why people are looking to move, right? Moving may be your best option, right? What's the bottom line here? Americans are moving for a variety of different reasons today, and many people's needs have changed. If you have been trying to decide if now is the time to buy a home, let's connect to discuss your options. If you sell now, where will you go, right? Touch on that a little bit. Maybe purchasing a newly built home, as I discussed, because you could always pick your home from the builder, put down your down payment for the contract. The home is going to take 7 to 8 months to build. So you have all that time in your home. By the time it's finished, when it's close to being finished built, then you put your home on the market. You put your home on the market, it sells. That way you know for sure when you sell your home, you have something to move into. And you don't have to worry about being on the street, right? Or being outsold to the market. That's a really great way to do. Or you can buy an existing home. When buying an existing home, one that's already been built, you can negotiate with the current homeowner on price, which is something you generally don't get to do with a builder. Builders know their material and construction costs, and they have a price set for the model you're buying. So if you want to negotiate, then maybe an existing home is your option. Now, here's another thing, and this, you might think this don't happen, but it does. There's sometimes where we will have a buyer trying to selling their home to buy another home, and we might have another seller moving out of the area, and they may want to wait a few months before they close, and this person over here might also want to wait a few months before they buy. So this person will wait for them to go ahead and sell their home and then buy theirs. So there's all kind of connection that can be made. You just have to have the right real estate agent working in your corner And at the gift group, we sure do have that. That's a little plug, right? Plug that right in there. Anyway, 6 reasons why selling your house on your own is a mistake. This is a huge topic, and I want you to go ahead and send us an email um, to order a copy of this report as we get into why you'd want a real estate agent in your corner. Remember that when a buyer is looking for a home and they see for sale by owner, one of the main reasons why they'll go for sale by owner is because they think they're getting a bargain, right? So you're selling your home, you're trying to save the money from the commission. You're saying if I sell with a real estate agent, I'm going to have to pay X thousands of dollars. I don't want to have to pay X thousands of dollars. I'm going to sell it on my own. The buyers come in thinking, oh, they're selling on their own. They don't have a real estate agent, so I could negotiate them down since the money that they're going to save for commission, they could take that off the price. Now, why would you want to do that? You're not using a real estate agent because you're trying to save the commission. The buyer is trying to buy from you because they want you to take that commission off of the sale price. You see that craziness? It's really crazy right there. Real estate agents are going to be negotiating for you on a professional level. They're going to be getting you the best possible price. They're going to tell you how to stage your home, what to do, what not to do. And on top of that, they're going to be a liaison between you and the buyer. Because a lot of this happens during the transaction all the time. And as agents, we buffer it. Sometimes our clients have no idea what just happened to the transaction or what the other agent just said, right? So it's a lot of things that happen during that. And also nowadays in the market today, a lot of agents already have buyers in waiting. They already have pre-approved buyers that can't find a home. And so if they bring you a buyer, boom, there you go. And it's always going to be at market value because at market price because they will do a comparables and show you exactly how they came up with the price. And you could also do your own research and come up with your price together. So there's a lot of this stuff I didn't get to go through. And it's kind of hard for me to go through everything. But if this report was important to you and you're thinking of selling and you want to get more information or actually have this information at your fingertips, go ahead and request a copy. We will email you over a copy. Just request it. You could DM us through Facebook Messenger, or you could get our, if you're on YouTube, or email information should be below the video. You could go ahead and request a copy of this. We will send to you for free, no obligation. It's a free copy. We do this every quarter. So even if you want, if you're thinking of selling but you're not ready yet, we could send you this quarterly one. And if you want the other one for the spring market, we'll also send you that. Just request it through email. We could always also mail it to you. You could text us. Text is 407-791-4713. We'll send it to you. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up because the video is getting too long. I will see you. Thank you so much for staying with me and watching this. I hope it was helpful to you. Go ahead and share it if you think somebody else will benefit from it. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.